Sagittarius, welcome to 2019. My name is Colleen and this is my channel Arcana Rising. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is a general reading for the year of 2019, January through June for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you'd like to see July through December, you can click the link below and it'll take you to my website, colleenfaris.com. Click on shop and just go to your sign in the yearly readings, Sagittarius, and it's only $6 to view the rest of the yearly reading. And you can view it at any point in time, whether that's now or in a few months from now. It's available to you. Okay. And once you have it, you have it. So you can always go back and rewatch as many times as you want throughout the year. Okay. So I am using the Doreen Virtue Angel Tarot deck, and I'm also using the Nature's Whispers Oracle cards by Angela Hartfield and artwork by Josephine Wall. Absolutely love her artwork. So I already have the tarot cards dealt out, but I'm just going to be shuffling and dealing the oracle cards right now while you're here. It kind of shortens the time and how long you have to sit and watch me shuffle for. So we're already pulling for March, and your cards are like really flying out without any hesitation, which was not the case for a lot of other signs. So I find that to be kind of a message as well. Like answers that you're looking for are going to be coming to you pretty easily, or this year is going to feel fast-paced to you. So those are just kind of like my personal interpretation of the energy that I'm getting while I'm shuffling for you. So, okay. So take a deep breath and get yourself comfortable because this is going to be a long video. Alright, so I'm going to angle the camera down so you can see all of the cards. I'll just make sure that they're all in your view. I have like my little notes on retrogrades and all of that, and their specific dates and all that. This is my sage stuff and Palo Santo. I'm just going to move it out of the view. Okay. So we have January through June, and then the theme and the challenge. So first we're going to start with the theme. Okay, so the Three of Air is the Three of Swords, and in the traditional tarot it is presented as a giant heart with three swords shoved into it. The theme of the year feels like it's all about forgiveness and healing for you, especially like any mental, anything in your mind that is holding you back is going to be brought up for the purpose of healing so that you can release it and move on. It's like, I feel like it's, I mean, usually when you see the heart with the sword stabbed into it, it's usually portrayed as betrayal. But I feel like this is more along the lines of betrayal of the self, like self-betrayal, self-sabotage is kind of an energy that's coming up. And I feel like this is a year of healing from that, from past circumstances where you personally sabotaged yourself or betrayed your own personal virtues, personal morals, life, you know, your personal life code, you know what I mean? Where you went against what feels naturally right for you, or where you didn't speak your truth in certain situations. So there's a level of honesty that's coming through for the purpose of facing it and getting real with it, so that you can kind of shape whatever the issue is. So, like, you know, if you don't know what the issue is, it just feels like this cloudy, you know, weighing fog on you that you can't really understand why you're feeling a certain way. But this is suggesting a level of honesty where it puts it in a specific form where you can make more sense of what it is that's holding you back or making you feel that way, so that you can really address it and let it go, so it doesn't have its hold on you anymore. But this is definitely a lot of mental, what is the word? Like trickery, like a lot of like fear-based thoughts that make you feel less than in certain situations, especially, you know, in the traditional tarot you have the heart, so it's like it could be issues with anything heart chakra related, you know, love, obviously, you know, relationships, how you interact within relationships, and you know, family ties and things like that. But it's like how you are perceived in those situations, and it's like you're personally, you know, placing those swords in and like beating yourself up about those relationships or those issues that are tied to those relationships, as if you have some form of full control over the situation where, you know, everyone has a part to play. I hope this is making sense for you, because this is a lot of information with just one card. What it says on here says, great sadness, take time to heal, the need to forgive yourself or others. So I feel like, you know, I was talking about like this fast-paced movement. I feel like once you are able to heal and forgive yourself and release, the year moves a lot more faster for you. Like it may feel slow until those things are addressed, and you may feel stuck at certain points until those things are excuse me, are addressed. And then once they are, then it's like this weight's lifted off of you and you can just soar ahead. So that's the theme of the year, healing of the heart, at your own hands, not at the expectations of others to do it for you. Whew. Okay, cool. So, and another thing I wanted to say was, the year 2019, in numerology, when it's reduced down, it becomes the karmic 12 or the number 3. And when it's in that 12 number, it's like the hanged man. You know, he's stuck, he's hanging in this tree upside down. It's really uncomfortable, but it's like forcing you to address certain situations from a different perspective, and work your way out of what's keeping you stuck. You know what I mean? And so there's like a level of patience, and, you know, things slowing down is delayed, you know, things feeling like they're hanging in the balance, but you have to take a different approach to it and really evaluate your situation. So there's a lot of contemplation and reflection in that energy. When it's in the 3 energy, it's highly creative, and expressive, and it's a great number for, or a great year for manifesting whatever it is that you have set your intentions for the year. So this year is definitely about manifesting in general, and it feels like the theme of what you're manifesting is forgiveness and healing. So this year feels like it's definitely all about the mind and your psyche and your thought process. as I feel like that has a lot to do with it, the way your mind works. It feels like it really makes a large effect on the way you perceive the rest of your life, perceive the rest of the world around you, and how you interact within it. So we have this Six of Air, and Six of Air is suggesting like a more positive thought process, a more positive like brainstorming is like what's coming up for me, like, you know, positive resolutions to conflicts, and, you know, working your way out of a situation, you know, without feeling victimized, which is always a potential with the swords, you know, feeling trapped by your own thoughts. So that could be a possible challenge, but this one specifically feels very positive. It says things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, taking a trip. So it feels like allowing yourself breaks, allowing yourself that pause this year, the time to like just be and reflect. Meditation definitely is probably a great tool for you this year. The ability to really absorb what's going on and making sense of it without driving yourself crazy, I feel like is a big thing this year, and it's going to help you to work your way out of difficult situations like this desire for forgiveness. But it's definitely, I mean, taking a trip feels very important with this card, you know, because you're leaving behind the parts of yourself that don't work for yourself. And I feel like those are the self-doubt, you know, the negative thoughts, thought patterns, you know, talking yourself out of situations, you know, fear-based thoughts. This is a moving on from those situations. And this is your challenge. Your challenge is the ability to allow yourself to move forward. And it's crossing over water, which, you know, by moving on from these old thought patterns, these old habits of thinking, it's going to help you to awaken your intuition on a new level as you move forward towards something greater, whatever that may be for you. So lots of releasing and letting go and leaving things behind for the purpose of a more positive mental approach to life. Very interesting. Okay. And I love this card. I just think it's so pretty. So I'll show you in a second. So we're going to go into January right now. We have the moon. And then we also have heighten your vitality. I love the colors in this one. And I used to get this one, like when I would use this oracle deck, this card would jump out at me all the time. And it's really basically saying when you are in a higher energy state, it's easier for you to interpret your intuitive thoughts and downloads and trust those intuitive thoughts instead of like shirking it off and like talking yourself out of situations that are potentially beneficial for you, that are coming to you through divine downloads. You know what I mean? So the moon is very intuitive, very healing, and it also kind of taps into the dark side of our psyche. So this feels like a very significant month, January. So I feel like you may have been taking a small dive into the darker areas of your psyche this month, and it's saying it's important for you to keep your energy light as you take a deeper look into that crystal ball of your life. You know what I mean? Because you're going to be seeing lots of different angles this month that, or just kind of intuitively interpreting different angles of your life and the way you perceive things this month. And it could be, some things could be a little heavy for you to absorb, and it's important that when you dive deep, you're starting at a place that is clear, that is positive, and that is healing, not from a place of fear and what's wrong with me and like, you know, all of those kind of energies. This is like more of like, what can I learn from this? And I feel like meditation is really important for you this year, and any form of exercise that's going to feel like your energy is clear afterwards. Clear energy, clear mind before you approach these deeper areas of the psyche. So we have important psychic events. Important psychic insights. Events behind the scenes. Release fears that hold you back. And that's definitely a theme for you this year. Releasing the fears that are holding you back. Events behind the scenes. So, you know, you're doing a lot of internal work this month. So physically in front of you, you aren't really seeing anything changing. But just know that just by being aware of these internal shifts, just know that it's going to eventually present itself externally for you, and just trusting in that things are going to shift more positively as long as you are approaching this positively. So you got 2 oracle cards for February in addition to the tarot card that came up. So we have 5 of Cups here. 5 of Water. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. So I feel like this is when you like maybe slip a little bit into those old ways of thinking, and there's a lot of emotions that are coming up this month because maybe you are being faced with things that you aren't really sure how to handle because you decided to go deep in January. I feel like February is when you start to see the physical manifestations of those internal shifts, and it's like presenting you a mirror this month and showing you what needs to shift and what needs to be let go. So there's kind of like too much focus on the things that are supposed to be released this month, and like kind of getting caught up in the drama of the letting go, rather than turning around and seeing that there's some really great opportunities coming your way because you are creating space by, you know, letting go of things that no longer serve you. You know what I mean? So there's, you know, the crying over spilled milk thing is like you are focused on, you know, what's going wrong right in front of you, but like you can't see that behind you there's these 2 other cups, you know, waiting for you. Okay, so we have bountiful harvest, and this is just reassuring you that you are always provided for, you are always supported, you are connected with the universe, and the universe is always going to provide for you. So you have to continue to keep that trust that these cups are on their way if they have not yet arrived. And I feel like they're going to arrive when you fully energetically release those other parts that need to be let go. And you'll know what needs to be let go this month because those areas may try to pull you into a little bit of drama. So just making sure that you're keeping your energy clear, you're continuing to meditate and understand that this releasing process is for the best. And, you know, we have assurance here, which is just reminding you that, like, what is that? What's that phrase? For every something, for every something there's a season, or something like that, where it's like there's divine timing in everything. You know, for every action there's like an equal reaction, and there's just a matter of how long it takes for it to arrive. So just trusting that there's a time for action, there's a time for, you know, regrouping and like recharging and taking care of yourself. And there's a time to move forward, and there's a time for healing. You know what I mean? So this is a time for releasing and letting go and creating space, so that, you know, when the time comes, you'll have the space for those new things. March. Oh, this is pretty great. We have King of Pentacles, and it feels like whatever you had released in February, you are reaping the rewards of in March. And it feels like you're going to start seeing some physical manifestations of the opportunities that you can be taking advantage of this month because of the things that you released in February, if that makes sense. I basically said the same thing twice. But basically it says, a successful time, confidently accept opportunities you are offered, the Midas touch. So this is definitely a time where, like, any new opportunities that you take on are going to be very successful for you, as long as you fully say yes and are ready to dive into it. I will say that this month we have Mercury Retrograde going on as well, March 5th to the 28th. So just keep that in mind, especially if there's contracts that you have to sign. It's not like, you know, don't listen to the people that tell you that you shouldn't be signing contracts at all. It's just possible that you may find down the line that you have the option to renegotiate your contract or make changes in the future. So, like, those contracts may not fully be set in stone and may need to be or can be adjusted in the future, and it can be for your benefit too. And then we also have You Are Worth It. And this is just reassuring you that the opportunities that are coming your way are being offered to you because they vibrationally match your energy, and you are definitely deserving of those opportunities. So don't try to talk yourself out of the great things that are coming your way, because you're really going to feel this is a time to really own this King of Pentacles, where, like, you know, you are owning your kingdom and everything in it, and knowing that you deserve it. So that's the kind of energy that we need this month. So, with everyone's readings that I've done, you are the last one. Everybody, I'm almost 100% positive that every single reading that I did for April, there was a major arcana card that came out, and you received the Dreamer, which is the Fool in the traditional tarot. A major arcana card signifies very significant events, and these are the ones that you really want to pay attention to. Like January feels very significant because I feel like it's kind of catapulting or setting the tone for the year. This one specifically, I feel like this one is inviting transformation this month specifically, for a couple reasons. One, because everyone's receiving this major arcana card and they all talk about like, they all talk about transition in one way or in another. Like some people got the death card, some people got judgment card, you know, things like that. But also we have 3 planets that are going retrograde in April. Jupiter goes retrograde April 10th, Pluto goes retrograde April 24th, Saturn April 30th. So I feel very strongly about Pluto specifically really creating a big shift with everyone this month, and really calling everyone to really step into the person that they're meant to be. Like, we've been doing lots of clearing and like getting ready for this gateway that we're supposed to walk through, and I feel like this year is like kind of clearing away the last little bit of things, and then being like, okay, let's do this, you know. And another thing that I've heard from other astrologers is, you know, whatever it is that you were working on last April, by this April you're going to be like taking it to a whole new level, or completing it, like finishing up those details of that, you know, whatever goal you had in April, or just seeing it manifested by this point. And at this point it's like proof to you that, you know, if you set an intention and you nurture it, it will come to fruition. You know what I mean? So this could be taking it to another level, or like a completion. The Fool talks about a leap of faith here, following your dreams, unexpected opportunities. And you can see that he's like stepping through a portal here. So this could be represent, the 0 card can be the beginning or the end of certain situations in your life. So you could be, you know, clearing away, finishing up, tying up loose ends this month, so that you can really let go and move on with your life. Or you can be taking the first steps in the beginning of a new phase in your life. And like those things have already cleared away, and now you're like Dorothy taking her first couple steps on the yellow brick road. You know what I mean? So this is a very magical card, where you have this energy of like anything is possible, and, you know, obviously very dreamy, and, you know, imagining all the possibilities. And this is interesting because you know, that Jupiter retrograde, it's like Jupiter is just very expansive in general and dreamy in a way as well, and is also your ruling planet. And it's like, you know, your imagination has no limits this month, where your dreams and the possibilities of what you can create for yourself really expand beyond any restrictions that you would have previously held for yourself. So that's also really important to take note of this month. We also have infinite blessings, you know, which is just kind of backing up what I was just talking about. It's like the possibilities are endless with what it is that you can achieve, and the universe is supporting you in that and letting you know that, like, we're going to continue to bless you with great gifts and abundance and anything that you ask for, as long as you set that intention and you create an environment that supports the welcoming of those blessings, the welcoming of those manifestations. Okay. Very cool. So I feel like this is also I feel like February is very, January and February feel very important in terms of this year's theme, where you're releasing and healing from things that hold you back. And then it feels like then we have some results from the efforts of those that healing process. So like you're reaping rewards in March, and then you're starting on a new journey in April. That's very positive. And now your love life is reflecting that positive energy as well. So we have 10 of Pentacles here for May. A very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. So the 10 is like a completion number for each of the suits. Like whatever you are working on career-wise, financially, health-wise, or, you know, obviously in the family life, it feels like things have really come together and really make more sense. It feels more complete. And there's a contentment or an at-ease energy, a peaceful energy here, where you are surrounded by everything that you love, and you're supported by those things, and you support those things as well. Like all of your hard efforts have been rewarded, basically. Similar to the King of Earth, but he's all by himself, you know, reaping those rewards. And now it's like you're sharing it, you're spreading the love with the people who are most important to you, or it feels like you can support them now with these opportunities that you were offered in March. And it says love matters for the oracle card that's coming up here. So it feels like, I definitely feel like personal relationships are very significant in May for you. You know, so be open to taking a new approach to how you interact within relationships for the benefit of yourself and for the others that are involved. You know, approaching everything from that place of, you know, we're all here for the purpose of love, is very significant and very lighthearted, and makes things that you would usually consider major issues to not feel so significant any longer. So lots of earth energy this year. That's really positive. I definitely feel there's like a grounded energy. So like there's lots of physical manifestations, lots of abundance coming in, and like really seeing the results of your actions when you work with your intuition and the mental aspects, and, you know, allow yourself to not get caught up in an emotional reaction in February. So it's like really working through the aspects of the self that you can't see in front of you, you know what I mean? It's like we have this earth energy where you can like see the physical manifestations in front of you of like how well you're doing, you know what I mean? So there's no real physical scale or whatever to tell you how well you're doing emotionally or mentally or intuitively, you know what I mean? So it's like you have to just kind of, you know, test your energy and kind of trust, you know, if you're doing something right or wrong or whatever. So it's like, you know, fine-tuning your personal gauge, you know what I mean? Like, does your battery need to be recharged? Are you running on empty? You know what I mean? Those kind of things. So it's really hard to see physically like how well you're doing in those areas. So to be working with those in the beginning of the year is so super important for you, and so beneficial for you, because in turn it, like, the internal work that you do, you know, reflects your outer world and shows you physically how like those physical manifestations become that scale for the internal work that you're doing. And if you're like really seeing lots of opportunities coming your way and like feeling very positive and lighthearted and excited for the future again, and like, you know, your love life is coming together and like all those things, if you start seeing those things coming about this year, it's because you did that, you know, deep work in the beginning of the year that needed to be cleared away. So that's kind of, I guess you could say, the physical manifestations are your personal gauge for how well you are doing with your internal healing and internal work. Anyway, so we have June. So June is Two of Pentacles. This one says, too much going on at once, the need to make a decision, consider a playful approach. My other deck that I have is one of a witch standing on a seesaw, and she's trying to like keep the money balanced. She's on a seesaw, and the seesaw's like, you know, completely straight. She's got one foot on both sides, and she's like keeping the seesaw balanced. And there's a little black cat that's like about to jump on it and like throw things off kilter. So I feel like this is more of an energy like, yeah, you do need to get some finances kind of leveled out this month, possibly. You know, there could be a decision that you are sitting on the fence with that you need to decide what to do and move forward with. But also it's also suggesting that, you know, keeping yourself centered and keeping yourself balanced when life challenges you. You know what I mean? So like staying in this content energy, this content, peaceful, loving energy in May, and this dreamy excitement for the future, you know, gratitude energy in April, and like, you know, the way that you felt when all those opportunities were coming your way in March. I feel like if you keep that going, this will feel like nothing. And I almost feel like this is really not that big of a deal either. Personally, I'm not feeling like it's like, well, you better, you know, pay attention here because this is a warning or whatever. I don't even feel like it's like that at all. But consider a more playful approach is the message for this, definitely. You know, keeping the energy of the March through May, so that when things start to kind of waver or go off kilter, it's easier for you to address those situations instead of going into this mental despair and like stabbing yourself in the heart with those swords again, being like, see, this is what happens when you know, have too much fun, or, you know what I mean, like start beating yourself up again or feeling guilty about something, or, you know, whatever. It's, you want to approach it from a higher place, you know, higher ground is the card that came with it. So like addressing those issues from a higher place, a more positive place, makes everything so much easier. That's definitely a major message this year. And again, I'm going to say, I really strongly suggest meditation this whole year, or at least within the first 6 months here, is really going to benefit you, because it's it's good to have a supportive group around you, but you also need to actively support yourself as well, like emotionally and mentally. Like, be your own support system when you don't have those other people around you. And meditation is really great for, I'm sorry for the airplane flying over. Meditation is really great for clearing your mind and seeing things more objectively without having yourself emotionally wrapped up in the situation, so you can, troubleshoot the problems and see that it's really not that big of a deal, because it almost always never is. So, okay, Sagittarius, that's your message for January through June for 2019. please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in viewing the rest of the year, go to the link below the video. It's ColleenFaris.com, and make sure you're in the shop. Click on your sign under the yearly readings, and it's only $6 to view the rest, and I will email you a link to the video. Okay, so I hope that you enjoy this, and I hope you have a fabulous 2019. I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.